You ain't outside.
We gon' get it up. We gon' go hard, dog. We don't get enough. Put it on my God, shorty bad. Oh my God. This ain't no facade. Park that thing in her garage. And it got me leaning like a kickstand. Think I took too much, I could withstand. The way I put this shit together, can't nobody do it better. Beat them janky moves, but you thought that you was clever. But we gon' solve it later, now let's get this paper. Cause we ain't worried about shit, now let's get this paper. Shawty say I'm too much, fam, them too tough. When you get them blues up, then you make them rules up. Whoa! Yo, what it do, world? Welcome to a whole nother new episode of You Ain't Outside podcast, hosted by your boy, you know. Yeah, man, back at it, you know, like we never left, man, you know. Thankful and grateful as always, you know. Yeah, other than that, you know, man, just chilling, you know. Being thankful and grateful for everything, you know. Just continue to keep everything in perspective and not overthinking and overdoing and just trusting in God and stuff, you know. But also doing everything that I can, you know, not just sitting back and waiting on God to bless me, but pushing that envelope as well on my behalf, you know, because that's what God wanted us to do. That's why God created us, you know. But other than that, I'm gonna start out with my healthy topics and whatnot, you know. So with that being said, it's kind of the same stuff how I was just saying about doing everything I can on my behalf. So the first question of the podcast I got for y'all is, are you working on your weakness? So when I say weakness, I mean anything that's going on in your life that you feel like that you could become stronger in. You know, sometimes we always think that, you know, if we don't know something, it's good to hire somebody else or have somebody else do what we can't do. Yeah, to a certain degree you can, but if you can't, you have to work on those weaknesses, whatever it is, to help strengthen you and whatever you trying to do, you know. So work on your weakness, you know, whatever your weakness is. If you feel like it's bad communication, or you kind of get angry fast, or anything that you feel like that you don't speak about, you know, that you need to work on it, you know. That's why we here. Nobody's perfect in the world, you know, but like I said, you want to work on those things to become a better person and a better you. And when you become a better you, whatever product that you push and whatever that you're trying to do in life and create, that becomes better as well, you know. So yeah, like I said, work on your weaknesses, do great things in life, and everything else gonna fall in place, you know. There's things that I had to learn, that I had to work on, that I'm still working on. And it's good to point out what it is, because once you know, you can work on it, you know. Yep, other than that, like I said, work on your weaknesses and everything else gonna come into life. Yeah, man, we got new music, man. It's been a lot of music just been dropping, you know, just throughout the year so far, you know. A lot of great artists, a lot of artists that majority of not too much mainstream, and people been dropping great albums, you know. So if you're not in tune with the independent scene or the underground scene, you know, make sure y'all check on those people, you know, because they dropping great projects just as well as the major label artists, you know. So, but yep, other than that, with that being said, you know, got a couple projects that dropped. So first and foremost, I want to say shout out to the OG 2 Show. He dropped Sir Too Short Volume 1, Freaky Tales, I believe. And this is, man, you know, the 2 Show is this the legendary GOAT status. Not only a Bay Area legend, but a legend overall, you know. If y'all don't know who Too Short is, y'all tripping. You know, what's my favorite word? I would say it on here, but they might find me or something, or they might not pay me how they're supposed to be paying me. But yeah, other than that, West Side Gun dropped Heels Have Eyes, the EP. Millie's dropped Blanco 7. Also, The Godfather of Harlem got a series soundtrack, produced by Swiss Beats. This is season 4. So yeah, make sure y'all go check that out. Dave Blunt's dropped You Can't Say That. The Mexican OT and Sauce Walker dropped Chicken and Sauce. G Perico and DJ Drummer dropped LA Gangsta, the Gangsta Grills version. So make sure y'all go check that out. Mozzie dropped Intrusive Thoughts. And to top all that off, Wiz Khalifa came back, man, with that Cushion Orange Juice, Volume 2. So those are the projects that I got for y'all so far, Yep, other than that, it's a couple singles that dropped. JID dropped Work. Key Glock dropped The Grinch. So yeah, make sure y'all go check those projects out and let me know how y'all feeling about it. Yeah, man, NBA playoffs starting today. Today. So with that being said, man, I'm gonna give y'all the rundown on who playing who, and I don't want to say who gonna end up winning the NBA playoffs because I might jinx them, So I just want to see some great games, But other than that, we're gonna start out with the East. You got Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Miami Heat, and then coming in at 2, you have the Boston Celtics versus the Orlando Magic. That's the 2-7 seed. The 3-6 seed, you have the New York Knicks versus the Detroit Pistons. In the 4-5 seed, you have the Indiana Pacers versus the Milwaukee Bucks. So that's the East. So on the West, we have the OKC Thunder versus OKC versus Memphis Grizzlies. And then the 2-7 seed, you have the Houston Rockets versus the Golden State Warriors. The 3-6 seed, we have the Lakers versus Minnesota. And then the 4-5 seed, we have the Denver Nuggets versus the Los Angeles Clippers. So yeah, man, that is that's the playoffs. It's going down. It starts today. Yeah, man. So this is the Off the Dome segment of the podcast, and what I gotta say is survive. Whatever it is you gotta go through, you're going through, survive. As long as you survive, that's all that matters. You're alive. Get through it. Yeah, man, get through it. Other than that, like I always say, man, if you ain't outside, where you at?
We gon' get it up. We gon' go hard, dog. We don't get enough. Put it on my God, shorty bad. Oh my God. This ain't no facade. Park that thing in her garage. And it got me leaning like a kickstand. Think I took too much, I could withstand. The way I put this shit together, can't nobody do it better. Peep them janky moves, but you thought that you was clever. But we gon' solve it later, now let's get this paper. Cause we ain't worried about shit, now let's get this paper. Shawty say I'm too much, fam, them too tough. When you get them blues up, then you make them rules up. Whoa.